Every musical artist wants visibility, but here is the question. Can you do it yourself or hire a musical promoter? Hello, my name is Bryan. I'm the founder of Bryan'sMpire, a music distribution, marketing and promotion company. So basically, today I want to talk about the pros and the cons of a do-it-yourself artist and an artist that works with a musical promoter. I'll start with the pros, then I'll go to the cons. So I'll be listing out 3 pros of an artist that works with a promoter and 3 pros of a do-it-yourself artist, and I'll be listing 3 cons of a do-it-yourself artist and 3 cons of an artist that works with a promoter. Let's get into the video. So what I feel are the pros of a do-it-yourself artist. For an artist who doesn't work with a promoter, I feel one is skill development. As a do-it-yourself artist who doesn't have a promoter yet, or who doesn't have much to afford a promoter, you can develop certain skills in the industry. Learn how to market your song yourself, learn how to run ads, learn how to get on playlists. Although those things might be difficult as a do-it-yourself artist, but there are basic things you can learn as a do-it-yourself artist that are going to work for you. Learn certain marketing strategies, and there are a lot out there that you can apply to your music as a do-it-yourself artist that are going to work for you in the long run. So I feel skill development is one of the pros of a do-it-yourself artist, because you get to learn certain things yourself. You don't have to wait for someone to do those things for you. Even if you get the opportunity to work with a promoter, you just need him to do basic things for you, because you already know some skill that you can apply to your promotion, that you can apply to your music as an individual artist. So what I feel is another pros of a do-it-yourself artist is the cost effective. How much you're willing to spend and how much you are willing to budget for a certain promotion strategy that you've choose to promote your song with as a do-it-yourself artist. So if you're an artist who does everything basically by himself, you can choose how much you are going to spend on a budget for an ad or for whatever playlist or anything that you want to do yourself. Because if you are to hire a promoter, he's going to charge you a cost. And the promoter charging you a cost is going to be on the high side for you, because basically you are not there yet, you are just a startup artist. I feel the cost effective is another pros for a do-it-yourself artist, because you don't get to pay anyone a percentage for whatever they do for you. You get the result yourself, you get the budget yourself, and everything that comes, it comes to you directly. What I feel is the third pros of a do-it-yourself artist is full creativity and control. Because you get to put your brand out the way you want people to see you, how you want people to see your brand. It's basically just you. You get to do it the way you are comfortable with. Your visuals, your message, your replies, your stories, your content, everything you put out is basically just you and no interference. So I feel that's the pros for an artist who can afford a promoter, basically. And you also get to own all your data. Everything you do, your ad insight, your revenue, everything you make, from the little promotion you have done, from the little advert you have done, from the little marketing you have done, everything that comes is basically you. You have your full insight, you have your full control and everything. So that's basically what I feel are the pros of a do-it-yourself artist. So let's move to the cons of a do-it-yourself artist, for an artist who basically don't have a promoter, who basically works all by himself. So one of the things I feel it's a con or a disadvantage for a do-it-yourself artist is one, time consumption. Putting out those information, putting out those strategies yourself without guide, without proper structure, for you to be able to get it right, it takes a while. It doesn't take a short time. It doesn't work immediately. So I feel that's a con for an artist who wants to do it by himself. Another thing that I feel it's a con or a disadvantage for a do-it-yourself artist is you lack the media access. You lack the industry access, like access to radio tours, access to prime placements, curators, access to interviews, to podcasts, where you get to talk about your music, where you get to talk about the passion. You might have the passion and the zeal to do this thing, but you don't have the access to prove yourself as an artist. So I feel that's the con of a do-it-yourself artist, because you basically need to go source out all the network, all the information, and all the strategy you need to promote your music and you get yourself heard. Sometimes you get to reach certain people and they don't give you direct information. They don't give you helpful information. They tell you to pay to get those information. And as a do-it-yourself artist, you might not have the revenue, the resources to be able to pay to attend those information, to get those feedbacks. So I feel lack of information and lack of the media access is a disadvantage for a do-it-yourself artist. Third and lastly, what I feel is a con or a disadvantage of a do-it-yourself artist is lack of visibility. You lack visibility because you're trying to put yourself out. It can be so daunting and slow that you think nothing is happening, and basically most people give up. You basically go online and you see other people's content, but you don't get to see yours. Other people's content is getting 2 million views, 3 million views, 500,000 views, and yours is stuck in 800, 900 views, less than 1,000 views. It can be so frustrating and daunting, and I feel that's a con and that's a disadvantage for a do-it-yourself artist, because you try as much as you can, you try your best, you put out the best content that you feel is okay, but it's still not enough. It's still not good enough. People still don't engage. People still don't interact with it. It's as if the algorithm doesn't work for you, and I feel that's a disadvantage. And basically I'll wrap this around lack of knowledge. You don't know how to do it right. There's something you're missing. It's not your fault. It's just lack of information. You don't have the right source. You don't have the right information. You don't have the leverage to be able to attain those information or to source it out from someone who has tried it, who has seen it work. And I feel that's a disadvantage, because you putting out content, coming back to see 20 views, 30 views, and while you sit down there and see other people hitting 1 million views, 800,000 views. So I feel basically the frustration of lack of visibility is a disadvantage for a do-it-yourself artist. So there is this thing I always say to myself and some few artists that are close to me. I say no promoter can save a weak foundation. If your branding is weak, basically no promoter can save it. But if your foundation is strong, a promoter can multiply you in a way that you think, is it magic? A right promoter and a creative one, the one who knows his job, can promote you if your foundation is strong and is right. If your branding is strong, promoter can promote you in such a way that you think. So I'll say to every do-it-yourself artist, for every indie artist out there, if you are trying to grow as an artist, first master branding. Know how to put yourself. Make sure your music is nice. That's one thing. Make sure your music is nice. Make sure your branding is strong. So you already have the hope, the advantage, and the shield that life. Once you can afford a promoter, you are just going to blow up. You're just going to boom. You're just going to go viral immediately, because your foundation is already strong. You've already laid a solid brand that no one can lose. Once they come to your profile, once they see your content, they know that yes, this guy knows what he's doing and I would like to work with this guy. So basically, that no promoter can save a weak foundation, but a strong foundation can be multiplied. So that's basically it. If you are learning anything from this video, don't forget to give us a like, drop a comment, share the video to an upcoming artist, to a friend who might find value from the video, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. So we are going to move to the pros of an artist who works with a promoter, or an artist who has a promoter in his or her team. So what I feel is a pro is, one, now you have a promoter in your team. So I would say the pros of an artist who works with a promoter is, one, brand credibility. Your brand gets credibility in such a way that if you're working with a professional promoter, for a promoter who really knows what he's doing, who really knows his job, one, the promoter will take you to meet with other artists. He might take you to a studio where other artists are recording, and you get to meet those people, you get to bond with those people. That is where, once your fellow artists go check you out and they see that you have something good going on, you have a strong brand going on, that's when you can get access to features. That's when you can get access to placements, you can get access to interviews, because as you have met those people, you already have a strong brand that you can stand by as an artist. Not basically by yourself, but with a promoter, since you now have one in your team. So it can build credibility in such a way that you can now be granted placement. You are now able to access curators Some you might even know them personally, that you can reach out through a call or a text and they'll get your song on playlist. So that's a pro for me if you're an artist who has a promoter in your team, or if you're an artist who works basically with a promoter. The second pros of an artist who works with a promoter is you get to reach a wider people. It's wider reach, because your promoter will have access to influencers, you have access to bloggers, you have access to TV stars, you have access to different people who already have the influence. And if you can be involved with those people, you automatically get the influence, and a lot of people get to see you from there. And if you have a strong brand, a good brand, those people who have seen you from the other influencer, from the radio, from the interview, they become your listeners, and then you convert from people who listen to you to fan. And thirdly, it's expertise in the industry. So I feel the expertise in an industry is an advantage for an artist who works with a promoter, because your promoter is a professional, he's an expert in the industry. So he has access to multiple platforms, he has access to multiple strategies that will help you as an artist. Imagine you working with a promoter who has access to billboard placement in other countries, and you are now placed in those billboard, your release is now placed in those billboard in another country. You get to increase your reach, you get to increase your audience outside of your zone, outside of your region. And that, I feel, it's a plus, and it's an advantage for an artist who works with a promoter. Imagine your promoter now gets you to get your song placed on a playlist in the UK or in the US. That's basically a wider reach, because they now get to see your song from the UK, they now get to see your song, they now get to stream your song from the US. And basically, you are going to earn more, your revenue is going to be more than compared to an artist who they listen to his song in Nigeria. Basically, that's a topic for another day, I won't go in details, and I feel that's a pro. I just need to mention it here so you see it's an advantage for an artist who works with a promoter. Those are basically the three pros of an artist who works with a promoter that I feel I should put out for you to know, so you can pick the one that literally works for you. If you are a do-it-yourself artist, and if you want to be a do-it-yourself artist, it's fine. Just decided to put this out so you know where you belong, and if you're an artist who works with a promoter, you know where you belong. So basically, I'll dive right into the cons of an artist who works with a promoter, because I basically said 3 pros and 3 cons of each. So what I feel is a cons for an artist who works with a promoter is 1, less control. Less control in such a way that you basically don't do much yourself, because the promoter does literally everything for you. Your ads, your event planning, your playlist placement, your billboard placement, your radio tours, your interviews, your podcast. He basically plans everything for you. All you need to do is just go. So I feel that's a disadvantage for you as an artist, because you don't get to learn to do those things yourself. Some people might say it's a pro, it's an advantage. Some people might say it's a con. For me, I feel it's a disadvantage, because as an artist, you should basically know how to do certain things yourself. I will not make mention, but you as an artist, you should go make your research and at least know a little things that can help. Another thing I feel is the cons of an artist who works with a promoter is dependency. Most musical artists, once they have a good promoter, once they have a professional promoter who knows basically everything he's doing, who has given them a lot of results from their promotions, from their marketing and whatsoever they do, they tend to rely solely on the promoter. Whatever it is, even if the promoter said, okay, let's go out, do content, they feel reluctant. They feel, okay, you have done this before, you can just go ahead and do it. You can go source out for content. And for me, that's a con as an artist. You shouldn't rely solely on your promoter. Because he has given you results doesn't mean you shouldn't go work on yourself as an artist. You should still go out, source out content that you feel your brand, your fan, and people who engage with you like. And thirdly, I feel most artists depend on promoters, and they tend to disorganize their brand in the process. Because if you are an artist who works with a promoter, basically you've built your brand. It should be you who will study your brand, know your audience, know what they love, know how they engage with your content, and know how your community works. So I feel this is another disadvantage, because most artists don't know who is their audience. Most artists don't know how their audience engage with them. Most artists don't know where their audience are coming from, where their streams are coming from. They just leave everything basically to the promoter. The promoter knows everything as if he's the one that has the brand. It's not the promoter's brand, it's your brand as an artist. He's only working with the brand, working with you as an artist. So it's you who's supposed to know literally everything about your brand, not the promoter. Well, the promoter needs information and he's trying to get this information. You are supposed to ease his work by providing those information for him as an artist, because you already know, because it's your brand, it's not the promoter's brand. So you are supposed to know everything about your brand as an artist, not the promoter, not the other way around. Promoter is just there to enhance you, to amplify you, to make your brand stand out, to make your brand reach a lot of people, not to brand you as an artist. Yes, if you want a promoter to brand you, he has strategies that can work in branding you. But once you already have a brand, you should literally know everything about your brand as an artist. Even if you don't know everything, at least you should know a reasonable percentage of how your brand works, how your fan engages with your content, and literally up to a 75% of your brand you should know as an artist. So I feel that's another con for an artist who works with a promoter, basically. So yeah, that's basically everything. So if you're an artist, whether a do-it-yourself artist or an artist who works with a promoter, just drop it in the comments and let me know what you think about this video, and let me know what kind of content you want me to create next. And literally something that you feel will help you, something that you feel will elevate you, just drop it in the comments and let me know. If you have any challenges, drop it in the comments and let me know this is basically where you're having challenges, and I'll be glad to help, and I'll make a video about it explaining the solution in detail so that you can understand. The problem is going to automatically go away and you're going to automatically solve that issue as an artist, whether you have a promoter or you're a do-it-yourself artist.